everyone, Sara here with Holistic Living, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about intermittent fasting and a little bit of intuitive eating. Also, I'll be covering like the benefits and how this works, and is this right for you? If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe because more videos will be coming around the hottest topic on health and especially intuitive eating and how to lose weight naturally and sustainably. But let's get started. Intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is a way of eating that does not mean restricting calories. It's pretty much giving you a window of time, usually it's 8 hours of the day, in which you can have your meals of the day. And the most common method is a 16-8, meaning 16 hours of fasting, and then in an 8-hour window you are allowed to have the 2 main meals of the day. But let's talk a little bit about fasting, because I feel like there are a lot of myths about this, and I just want you to know that fasting has been a method that has been adopted since ancient times. Even Ayurveda, the most ancient healing science on earth, originated in India, religions, they all have been practicing some kind of fasting. So fasting is not really new to this world, just so you know. We need to normalize that people have been fasting since we were hunters, because, well, we didn't have really the meal available at 24/7, but it's a way for the body to cleanse, and also it has been used spiritually to connect more with your higher self and God and all of these kinds of spiritual awakening journeys. So it has been adopted for a long time. There are some great benefits when fasting. For example, it promotes fat burning, it helps with hormonal balance, it helps with, if you are sensitive, to manage your insulin level, it helps to reduce snacking, pretty much it promotes healthy sleep. All of these things around fasting, and also cleansing and getting rid of the toxins and things like that. There is science behind it. There is science that it helps with fat burning. But here I want to highlight for you the pros and cons of intermittent fasting, and then I will be giving you a takeaway of what I most believe about intermittent fasting and how can you integrate it to become more intuitive with your body. Let's take a look at some of the benefits or the pros of intermittent fasting. So it is easy to follow, because instead of restricting calories and counting calories all day, you are allowed to eat whatever you want in these 8-hour window. So if you've spent years counting calories, you might find this very appealing because it's definitely less restrictive. Also, there's no restriction on food. So if you've tried the low carb diet, the paleo diet, well, intermittent fasting is actually very appealing when it comes to not restricting any type of food, but just eating in that 8-hour window. Also, it can help you lose weight. And I specifically am saying it can, because it is not 100% guaranteed, and I'm going to touch on this point a little bit in a few minutes. Also, it can help with glucose management, meaning if your insulin is sensitive, well, then it can help you manage hormonal balance, and it can help you with insulin levels. So there are some benefits, and these are the pros. And like I said, the main thing here is that you're not counting calories. So I've done the counting calories, many yo-yo dieting, I've had eating disorders. And if I knew about intermittent fasting, probably I would have chosen to do so. Now let's talk about the cons of intermittent fasting. While intermittent fasting may be hard to maintain long term, it's easy to follow, but do you really see yourself in 10 years adopting and still eating in an 8-hour window, don't you want to go, maybe like you're going on vacation, maybe you want to live freely and you want to have breakfast, you miss having 3 meals a day. I personally wouldn't choose it for that reason, because I love food so much. So I would personally, and that's what I teach the women that I work with, but also I'm like, hey, I love food so much, I want to make peace with it, I want to eat and still being able to maintain my healthy weight. That's what I would go to. But we're talking about intermittent fasting, so I want to give you guys the cons and the pros and also my intake on it. Another thing is may cause severe hunger, because I mean, think about not eating for 16 hours. I mean, I've done that before. I actually even fasted for 10 days while I was in Thailand on a cleanse. Let me tell you, I almost fainted. Okay, so for me, for my body, fasting is not really that helpful. Let's just say that. Also, it doesn't really promote healthy eating habits or a great relationship with food, because it really, to me, is so restricting. Okay, oh, I can only have food during this 8-hour window, and to me, that trigger that happens in my mind is like, oh my god, I'm just gonna eat as much as I can because I'm not going to have food for the next 16 hours. Well, that's not really helping you with managing a healthy relationship with food, a healthy relationship with yourself. It also may reduce physical activity, especially if you're not used to fasting. Some people find it very beneficial. My body type, for example, if I start fasting, I can't even go running. Like, there's no way I'm gonna go exercise on an empty stomach. Even if they say that it's so beneficial for you, my body doesn't work like that, and I perform much, much better when I've had lunch and I go in the afternoon and I have energy. I wanted to share a little bit of what I see intermittent fasting helping people with. For example, I think intermittent fasting is really helping people avoiding snacking. And if you've missed my video on the differences between Italians versus American eating habits, go watch it right now. I'm going to put the link below because it's so interesting, the difference in cultures. And yes, in the US, we tend to snack. So intermittent fasting can help you avoid snacking, which is very beneficial when it comes to managing and having a great night's sleep. Also, I see that it provides more structure throughout the day, meaning people, because they have to eat during those 8-hour window, usually they tend to have 2 big meals, so that creates more structure in their day, and automatically their body is going to perform much better on a regular routine than snacking all the time. Also, I see the benefits, and as many researchers have been saying to us, it promotes fat burning. And I have to say that's true, because when you stop burning that constant sugar, you go into fat burning. So it can help you burn lots of fat if you're trying to go that route. But I always encourage you to think about the bigger picture, not like your short-term goal. It's more like, what is your long-term goal? Do you really want to go this route, where to me sounds, again, it's not promoted like a diet, but it sounds very restrictive, because maybe I might be hungry late at night. Maybe that day I'm very hungry, like my body's just hungry in the morning and I do need to have breakfast. So do I say no to my body? Do I go against what my body needs are? And so there is one thing here that I want you to understand. Intermittent fasting could be helpful if you have no clue, no touch point with your body or your hunger. But in the long run, I would choose a different route. Also because, like Ayurveda said, there are 3 main body types. So you need to know your body to know if you can manage fasting in your life. If your body does great with fasting, I know that my body does not perform well if I fast. I get very ungrounded. I get really anxious. I'm having like panic attacks if I stop eating, and I'm becoming more irritable because my body type cannot handle it more than probably like half of a day. I could go 1 day without eating, but I would torture myself. I would be torturing myself. Why would I want to do that? So get to know your body type. And if you don't know your body type, well, I have a special quiz for you on my website. I'm gonna put the link below because that's gonna blow your mind. So my takeaway on intermittent fasting. Okay, so it has a lot of benefits. I don't think it's a long-term solution. I think you could use it as a tool to get more in tune with your body. But at the end of the day, think about the bigger picture. If you want to heal your relationship with food, if you want to promote self-awareness, more self-love, well then be kind to yourself, choose a different route, make a plan that is more sustainable in the long run, because what I wanted when I was dieting and I had a very unhealthy relationship with food was to be free and to be connected with my body, and I didn't want to spend my life counting calories. So this is what I told myself when I decided to heal. I said I want a long-term solution. I want to promote longevity, for my life. I want to teach my kids how to have a healthy relationship with kids. And these are just diets or like tools that I can use, but I'm not going to strictly, and that's for me, I'm not going to strictly follow them. And I think if you really want to go and find that place within yourself, well, this is just a tool. It's not a long-term solution. This is my takeaway of intermittent fasting. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment below with other videos that you would like to see and also to get to know. In the meantime, a big ciao.